really strange dreams.
Me too.
Yeah. Some are sort of strange, nice, some are not so. Some are a little bit disturbing, but yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. So I feel like I'm tuning in, but I also feel like my vibration's being challenged a lot as well. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at.
That bell's just coming. Yeah, I've had lots of strange dreams as well. Lots. Last night I was in a toilet cubicle having had a gum shield thing fitted. I clenched so hard on my teeth that it all fell apart and then got blamed for breaking it. And I'd only just had it done. And then suddenly I was like standing with my legs and arms out, having had a sort of wedding dress thing made. But like, and you make your own dolly when you're little and you kind of just sew it in those straight lines. You end up looking like that. It's like that. And I went, no, I don't like it. Take it off. No, I can't be bothered. I'm not getting married now. And you can keep your gum shield as well, so I won't be needing that anymore. I was really happy about it. And they were like, okay. And then I woke up. It's just like, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah, I've had a lot of those sort of dreams that wake me up in one way or another. And because you've like that, because you've just woken up, you're like, oh my God, what was that? Sometimes
it's a download, sometimes just really random dreams.
Yeah. Some are really random.
Yeah, I don't normally remember dreams, but I've been dreaming or remember having had dreams. But recently I am dreaming, but I can't remember them within sort of 10 minutes of waking up.
Oh.
Need a journal by your bed.
Yeah, but then I've got to find my glasses, got to find a pen.
You got to put your hearing aid in your teeth.
Oh, I'm not that bad yet.
I feel like that most mornings, like all of it.
Oh.
Oh, funny.
But does anybody find that when they're coming into contact with people that they've never met before, that you're picking up a lot more from them and being able to make a decision sort of there and then? Do you want to know them any further, or don't you want to know them any further? Because that's what I'm experiencing, because I suppose I'm coming into contact with so many more people now by being in the shop.
Yeah.
So that's discernment in your senses.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. I pick up on people's energy a lot, and people can be, even someone I know sometimes can be talking to me and they can be saying something that seems perfectly fine, but I can feel that their energy's all over the place.
Yeah.
And actually underneath it, they're hiding some emotion they don't want to show. And it's really quite disturbing sometimes, because I had a friend, I could feel she was really angry, but she was really masking it, but I knew she was angry.
You find yourself kind of almost not half really listening to what they're saying and then staring.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, well, that's
what's going on?
Real. What's that about? Because what's really going on? You want to go, so okay, so forget all that. Tell me what's really going on.
Yeah.
Why are you angry? I just want to go, why are you angry?
Yeah, it's quite alarming sometimes.
Yeah, I'm getting a similar thing where I can tell whether somebody's telling me the truth or not. I can see behind their words, and it's very discomforting, if that's such a word. It makes me feel,
Yeah. It's a bit like being in that film What Women Want, but well, you know what everyone's thinking, and you're not, like you say, you're not listening to what they're saying because you know they're not. It's not the truth.
You have to learn how to like jump in and pretend when they look at you because you're looking a bit vacant. You have to learn how to just repeat things back at them. Literally whatever they just said, just have it go in one ear and then just be like, yeah, Tuesday's great for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
I think I look like a rabbit in headlights most of the time.
Yeah, I'm not very good at schooling my face. And I'm like that. Probably like if we're out somewhere, Maddie's like, Mum, can you just stop staring? She's like, was like, you might as well just pull up a chair.
Yeah.
We're in a cafe. I'm like that.
I think I'm the same. I haven't got a poker face.
I can't do it. Val's good at that, aren't you, Val?
Yeah.
I need to learn. Can't do it.
The facade that's
Yeah.
just showing, and then it's burning inside, don't get me wrong, but the facade is just, yeah.
In place.
I need that resting bitch face so people stop trying to sit next to me.
Yeah.
I'm such an angry little fucker, but like on the outside, apparently people are like, hi, like get away.
Hilarious working at Wisley and having the grumpy people, because I was one of the only staff not in a mask, and it's just killing them with kindness, smiling bigger, going, yep, totally understand you, really frustrating, I know it's the system though, and then just sending them over to someone else to deal with, and then going, can I help, like around them, almost like, yeah, off you go, not getting engaged, just not engaging with it, just thinking this is great, it's not my responsibility and I don't have to do anything with any of this. Just pass them on if you trot. So yeah, smiling loudly, they were calling it. One of my colleagues that I work with quite a lot kept going, so just take your mask off. She was like, oh no, I can't. You can. She was nearly there. So yeah, that was quite amusing.
There was
But
actually a sign at Mathilde's school recently that was posted on a mum's WhatsApp group that said it was something that had been printed by some, parents that are, they're with us. They're on this side of the team, and it was shared by another mum on the WhatsApp group saying, it's not mandatory wearing masks, and it's not have to do it if it's too much for your children. They don't have to do it. It's barely a recommendation. And I was surprised that she posted it because I thought she was on board with all of this rubbish. I was like, oh, hello you.
yeah, it's nice when they pop up. I found a few at Wisley actually. I've got a few allies there.
I think when people realise that they're actually not alone, when
That's
somebody overt,
Yeah.
coming out and saying, oh, this mask wearing, but they're much braver. People are just afraid to be the lone voice, I think.
Yeah.
The ones that
like
don't wear it because they wear it under their noses, but they can't quite take it off. And I feel like saying, no point in wearing it, just take it off.
I mean, a lot of people came to Wisley in masks and stuff, and I just thought, well, that's okay, that's where you're at. Some people were they got it and they just thought, I can't be bothered with aggro, so I'll just wear it anyway. They only literally walked through the foyer bit and took it off the other side anyway, so it was a bit silly. It was like a wind tunnel, so it's all right. It's just mass compliance really, but there you go.
Yeah.
Say Levy, I had a client today, she called it being lonely in a crowd. When she goes out now with people that are not on her wavelength, she's finding it difficult to join in, because she doesn't want to join in with what she doesn't believe in, but she also doesn't want to be the lone voice. She's just
difficult.
doing a lot of and kind of nodding and shrugging and moving around a lot and choosing now who she hangs out with.
And you don't want to lose old friends either, just because they don't agree with what we're talking about. You don't want to lose them as friends. It's very difficult.
Trying to bridge the gap so that we're not divided, and just let people do what they're doing, and then people will see their way through it if they're meant to. It's just that acceptance of people's choices, isn't it? It's difficult.
I'm happy if people respect my choice, I'll respect theirs. Simple as that. If people don't respect mine, then I don't really want to be around it. It's choice.
Feels like it's shifting now at the moment. I mean, just looking at comments and things, really weirdly, the other day I was on a dating app. It was called Thursdays, and it was just for people to meet up. And a social media person, I sent it to you, didn't I, Val?
Yeah.
They put something up just saying like, oh, don't come if you're not vaccinated. And literally every single comment from people who were vaccinated were like, wow, you've just lost everybody on this app. Well done. I wonder if your investors are aware of this. Every single person, minus like a couple, were just like, this is appalling and it's people's choices. And people are starting, even people like Roger today, who is so pro-vaccine, he's had 2 and he's got COVID at the moment. He's had 2 and the booster, and he's just like, what's the point? And people are slowly, like, the comments are changing. I've noticed that a lot. And yeah, it just seems to, like, I think just like hold out on it. You know, there's shock headlines because they want you to see them. Stuff like IKEA are saying that if you're not vaccinated, you're not getting sick pay. But all of this is bollocks, like in the UK anyway. It's not going to last. They're just trying again to sort of shock people, but it's only...
we could just go, well, we won't shop there then.
Yeah, quite.
They're on their last legs, but people are starting to sort of see a little bit more, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's a good third of Britons, I reckon, who just aren't vaccinated, like without a doubt. Like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's so funny that, like, my friend, like, I get what you're all saying. Like, I've had loads of vivid dreams, and I'm hoping some of them aren't future prediction dreams, because they're feeling very, very, like they might be. I hope not, but so lovey. But yeah, with the friends as well. Like, some of my oldest friends, I just, like, it's really difficult at the moment, and like when I see them, it's like falling back into old things, and I don't know, it's just like, it feels like a bit of a shift at the minute. But everyone, I think being in Bristol is different, because everyone I'm meeting now is like, I feel like we've met before. Like, literally everyone I'm meeting at the moment, and it's just, I mean, I'm off, aren't I, with the fairies at the best of times, but it's just getting...
You're out and about all the time, which is lovely.
Oh yeah, that's nice. But just the people I'm meeting as well, it just feels very, like, calm, and it feels like, I don't know, like we've met before almost. People keep saying that, and it feels like that at the minute.
I think Bristol's a special place for energy. I've done training in Bristol, and I felt very at home in Bristol.
It's nice.
Bristol, Bath, Somerset.
Is that all on a ley line down that way? Or...
Yeah.
A lot of it's on the St Michael's ley line, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all the zigzaggy ones coming out of Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Just firing everywhere.
Yeah, we'll get our visit in at some point. Anyone else want to add to that?
I saw, well, you and I saw James Potts yesterday, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Who's this amazing guy who talks light language. And I have to say, I've just been far more connected today after all that energy was whizzing around last night. So I've been a bit up and down as well. It's really hard to sort of stay high in a good vibration with life coming at you, I find. But no, it was really positive. I really related to what he was doing last night. So that was really good. It's just sort of trying to keep that energy up, really, which when, you know, it's just sort of the 3D reality just is there, and then you kind of just have to keep lifting yourself back up again, and that just seems to be it just feels a bit of a bumpy ride at the moment. So but yeah, it's all good. It's just I kind of relate to some of what you're saying, but it is the 3D 5D thing, isn't it, when, you know, you're just trying to be real, and you haven't been trained to be real. People aren't generally most people aren't real, but it's just sort of having a foot in both camps and being able to see through it all and being that sensitive. And so it's fascinating to watch, but it's quite hard to be amongst.
Yeah, definitely. Some people, they seem obviously programmed more so at the moment, and some not real, where their words have come up a lot for me as spellings, and trying to choose my words better. I was talking to Karen about this the other day, because, you know, NLP around words is, instead of saying something like no problem, you say my pleasure. Yeah. You bring the words into the positive to answer the same kind of question, just to, because you can feel it. It feels different, doesn't it? Yeah. And I also started a chat on my Facebook page, which some of you have probably seen as well, just to get people thinking about changing their consciousness and what they bring, and how they talk to themselves more than anything.
Yeah.
It's a really big one, isn't it? That whole thing.
I saw somebody, you probably saw it as well, Suzanne, who was talking as if they were talking to their pet and saying, this is how you should talk to yourself. Because it was, hello, my darling, whatever it was, you know, dog, and, you know, how are you?
You look cute today.
You beautiful. And, you know, it's true. And I'm calling myself a silly old bitch.
Me too.
But there's I've mentioned this to Faye, there's a good movie that you can watch on Netflix. I mean, it's a terrible movie, terribly made, but the message is great. It's called The Secret.
Oh yeah,
It's all about,
years ago.
it's good to watch it again and refocus on what you want to achieve, and, you know, with the law of attraction, because the more negative you are and the more you go into the rabbit hole of, this is something terrible that's going to happen and this could go so wrong. No, everything's cool, everything's fine. I mean, you know, we don't live in the world of Teletubbies. They're freaky anyway, I think. But you know, if you focus on the positive, then the negative impacts you a lot less.
Yeah. So have a look, make your choice, make a stand, and choose your words, choose your onions, as I would say, and decide what you're going to do about it.
Well, we all know that words have power. I mean, you just have to think about how you speak to a child and the reaction you get dependent upon how you speak to them.
Yeah. So it's the tone and it's the words you use, isn't it? And it's addressing the behavior rather than you're bad. Yeah.
Absolutely.
None of us have any training for this.
Well, the tone with NLP, you learn all about that sort of stuff. And the tone is much, much bigger actually than the words you use. So with children, really, really important that you think about your tone of voice. But with anybody, you know, if you're trying to communicate something and your tone's off, it will come through. And the words are lost because your tone's all off. But yeah, words are important, but the tone sort of sets it, if you like.
The intent as well, I always think.
It's what?
The intent.
Yes.
Look at somebody like the BNP, and it's like they've done studies. They never say anything out of line, except, you know, obviously when they disappear, but in terms of the party line, but we all know exactly what they mean. I think it's the intent, especially. That's what you can pick up on, isn't it, with people?
It's a frequency, isn't it?
Yeah, what they say and what they mean are very different things usually, most people anyway.
I mean, you can have really sing-songy mums who sound like, oh, don't do that, Johnny, la la la, and underneath you're sitting there thinking, so you can feel that you're really angry anyway, even if you're going, oh, that's a naughty boy, don't do that.
Catch him, actually.
Those mums are the worst though, aren't they? They're like, oh, hello, come on in, pet, would you like a cup of tea? I'm just watching this true crime drama about like child abuse, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like, where's this hate coming from? Like,
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, would you like some chips with that?
I mean, that's truly the Truman Show. I mean, those of you that follow Mary Helen Hemsley, who made the you know, the sound I sent out to emulate the coronavirus and the spike proteins and stuff, she popped up on YouTube today and said exactly what I've been thinking, and she was just like, well, you know, I feel a bit meh today. I've come back from the States, managed to get around it without jibber jabbers, and back in Ireland. She's from America, she's back in Ireland, and she's like, oh, I don't want to do clinic anymore. So I'm done. She's like, well, just gonna throw and I'm a single mum and I've got 2 kids to support through uni, but well, it's real, isn't it? And she was just like totally like, I can't do the conversations anymore, I can't work like that anymore. And it was just making me giggle because she's quite funny, isn't she? I think, Pam, you follow her, don't you? And it said exactly what I'd been thinking, and how I've come away from clinic thinking, oh gosh, what a relief. Like, I would like to see the people that I could choose to see, but it's not so easy in person in clinic. So I've just been able to just, you know, put it down, go, oh, okay, now I choose. Good. I can be me now and have my energy where I need it to be. And since I've done that, obviously I've been a little bit poorly, I've had lots of downloads. So my meditation tonight has been inspired out of some of the visions and stuff that I've had. And it's really been about words and the elements, spelling, senses, how we're all just feeling everything now. Each element has its own concordances, body part. It's all within. What is within you is, you know, all around you. It's in everything. Like the elements are everything. Astrology, the gods, sacred geometry, shamanism. It's everywhere. Air, fire, water, earth. It's the whole control. The Vitruvian man. Everything in balance. You know, it's the whole thing over and over again. And the key really for us getting in balance is just that. We are nature. We need the balance to our inner elements. What's out of alignment? So if I put this chart up, where is that? Let's put that down there. Put that here. You're all gone. Oh, there.
We're here.
Never far.
Let's choose that one. And oh, nearly ended it. Share. There we are. Got too many tabs open. Make that any bigger. Can you all see that?
See it.
I can't read it.
Read it.
So these are the elements. I'll explain what's on it basically. So I wrote a very simple description down. So you've got the fire, the earth, the metal, the water and the wood. Obviously there is ether instead of metal. A lot of other things come and use, say the word air instead. So there's different elements for different systems, but they, you know, the metal and the air element, they cross over in some ways. You've got different cycles. So you've got the Sheng cycle, which is the generating cycle, and this is in nature all around us, and this is within our bodies as well. So different body parts are affected by different elements, and we'll all be either in excess or deficient in one or two of these, some more than others, and some will need the Sheng cycle is the nourishing growth and development to help each other. So like the fire would, you know, create growth on the earth for new life to be born, and the earth would be supported. Let me write down, I'll get it right. So the fire provides the foundation for earth, and the earth is a nurturing aspect for metal, and so on. It goes round the circle in that way. Then you've got the control cycle, which is more like a star shape, which is the co-cycle. It's the controlling, check and balance, and the relationship to keep things in order. So you've got water controls the fire, but water is controlled by the earth. So it goes to the next, it goes round in the 5-pointed star. Does that make sense? So sometimes you might need the fire to be, you might need more water to get the fire inside you in balance. So for me, I've got inflammation going on because I've been naughty and had sugar. So, you know, there's too much kind of fire in my intestines, if you like, or too much fire in my heart. And I might need to up, you know, some of the healthy aspects of the water element in order to balance this or to control it a little bit. It might need to be supported by the wood. It might need, you know, some wind to come in here and blow through some of the fire, move some of the, create some movement to move some of that fire out of my belly. So there's lots of ways. I mean, it's a massive subject, massive. People study this for years doing 5-element acupuncture and other systems. We do this also in body talk as a whole course, which is 4 days long. So I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of absolutely everything. I just want you all to think about which element you think you might be in the part of your body. So for example, so these are the, we can't really see it, this is the chart we use in Body Talk. So if you're in your fire element, that balances joy and sadness, and it's the heart and small intestine. So you can see here, heart and small intestine, the pericardium. And then you've got the earth, you've got the spleen and stomach, and you've got metal, and you've got the large intestine and lungs. You've got water, the bladder and kidney, and you've got wood, liver and gallbladder. So we've got anger in this one, joy and sadness in this one, worry in the spleen and stomach, grief in the lungs and large intestine, and fear in the bladder and kidneys. So just have a little think about where you think you might be on this cycle in parts of your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some clearing of the elements within, clearing, cleansing, supporting, nourishing. Just going to set the intention. Your body knows what it's doing. And if you've got a pen and paper, just write it down. If you haven't, just set the intention now and it'll just happen during the meditation. Clear as mud?
About.
Can you see the Vitruvian Man now?
No.
Oh. Why does that always happen? So let's stop sharing. Share screen. It's gone off the actual thing. Just to remind you, you can see this here, yeah? It's tiny, it's gone on to the wrong thing. Just in this, you know, the star there again, and keeping everything in balance, everything has perfect measurements. Again, this is a big study. This was, you know, drawn and investigated 500 years ago by Leonardo. So, you know, another big subject. So let's stop sharing that. So, can't see that anymore, can you?
No.
Okay. There's also the gods and the tarot. You've got the dragons, you've got different sounds, you've got all your senses that you can nourish and nurture through the elements. You can bring in the personalities like Jung, the archetypes, Aries thinking. You've got fire is intuitive. You've got, where am I? Water is feeling, earth is sensing. So it's in like literally everything. And we can nourish our senses through smells, tastes, feelings, what we feel, what we can see, what we can hear. It's all about getting in balance with those kind of things. So if you're a bit out of balance in one of your senses, nurture it. If you're a bit out of balance with one of your elements, find something that will feed that and nurture and nourish it. So off the back of this, all kind of coming at me, I had a download of a meditation where I was on the top of a mountain with one of those horns. I was Nordic and surrounded by two guides that were Nordic. One was playing a massive gong, and him and I, she was playing the gong and him and I were blowing those kind of horns, which I can't remember the name of them. Faye might know. Gagelotte or something like that. I'll find the link and I'll put it up. It's basically a call to arms with the gods. The war is won, it's over, we're done. And this is like the final kind of clearing up of the stuff and we've arrived kind of thing. So we're going to play around with this a little bit. I'm going to send you on a bit of a journey. We're going to go into the earth on the mountain. It's a grassy mountain. We're going to call out to the sea. We're going to use the wind. We're going to ground ourselves. We're going to use fire, water, and the wood, and just go on a little journey. I might take you in and out of an eagle, a dolphin. I'm going to see what comes up. All right, but we're also going to do some clearing. So to start with, I want you to think about what you want to clear out of your body. So whether that's viral matter, an ailment, an emotional or mental issue, we're just going to thank it for coming. We're going to go into the heart coherence, and then we're going to draw up the energy in our chakras, and then we're going to send it on its way. All right, and then we're going to do the same for the earth. So I'm going to put my camera onto so I'm not distracting. Let's pop you all on mute. Anyone got any questions actually before I do that? No, you all comfy?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Right, let's pop you on mute. I'm going to shut the door for a minute because I have a feeling the dogs are going to bark. So if they bark because James is coming back, then just I'll put the mute on. Just carry on doing what you're doing. So just settle down into your breathing. Can you all hear me okay? Let's take a few deeper breaths, feeling your tummy expand, feeling your chest expand, feeling yourself settle down into your body. As you breathe in, stay relaxed. Just let the breath fill up the spaces. Breathe down into your feet, your base, and into your root chakra. Just taking your energy and awareness into your earth star. And anchor your energy into the earth. And feel your connection. Earth's energy, the elements of earth. The mutual nurturing and nourishing, grounding, protecting. Breathe into your base chakra, so allowing this energy to activate up to your solar plexus, your sacral. Breathe into this space, to your navel, just allowing these chakras to open. Into your solar plexus. From this space, allowing this to expand, pushing out a bubble of golden light, extending that personal power, the bubble of protection all around you. That golden bubble of light. Clearing any energies, issues, interferences, feelings, fears, etc. from your space. Then ask Archangel Michael to assist in cord cutting, sealing the ends. Anything not for our highest good to be cleared. Invite your guides into this space. Only those working for the highest good, from the highest dimensions. To work with love and compassion and grace. The goodwill of all beings. Welcome your guides to work with us today. Calling in those that are working directly with the elements as well, guiding us and showing us where we're connected, where our gifts can lead us. And then moving into breathing into the heart space. Feeling that connection to the energy of love. Feel into that space of heart coherence, expanding that energy out within all your cells and all around you. A giant torus field of energy and connection to all there is, the frequency of love. And coming up to your higher heart, the thymus, connecting to the energy there as you move up into the throat. Just allowing the energy to expand, connect, flow. To that insight of your third eye, that crystal ball, that emerald green sparkly light, connecting you to your senses, your subtle senses. Allowing this to expand and connect to your higher self, to your guides, connecting to your crown, opening up to divine energy, into the causal, the soul star, still a gateway, connection to the Christ consciousness through the six-pointed star of Rahani. Connection to divine, to source, like a thread of energy moving up from our bodies into that connection to source, our highest connection to the divine. The etheric cords connected above and below. Breathe now into your heart. Make a connection to your heart's coherence for using the energy of love as a frequency to clear and heal. Calling in those parts of us that no longer serve us, to thank them for the gifts and lessons. Just bring them into your awareness as you're expanding your heart energy. Envelop them in love. Breathe in, fill up your heart space. As you breathe out, I want you to pull up from your base, from the Earth Star. Pull all the muscles up from inside. Pull all the way up to your third eye, your crown, and just hold it for 4 seconds at the top. Pull the energy up, activating all your chakras. And then breathe out. And again, breathe in, fill up your heart space. Feel that expanding. Breathe out, pull up from your bottom. Pull up that energy just to the top of your head. Don't have to make too much effort, just the intention that you're pulling up, activating, bringing your chakras online. And relax. Just do this a couple more times. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out, pull the energy up. But just activating the flow of energy in order to release from your body. Bringing in some sound. We thank the energies, the ailments, any energies or entities that are no longer needed. You're filling up your heart space. You're breathing in. And as you breathe out, say the commands, and then you're going to release them from the top and the bottom. So let them flow out the top or the bottom, wherever they need to go. Don't concentrate too much on this. Tuning into our higher selves. Higher self, please clear and remove all low frequency energies, entities, any attachments, or any other residual energy that no longer serves us, at whatever level or dimension this resides, within and all around us. So breathe into your heart, breathe out, we're letting it go. Please take this energy to the next highest step to be made whole. Please make any necessary repairs to stabilize and secure our energies. Secure our energy fields. Put up any shields needed to prevent from any further interference. Allowing us to come more into our wholeness. Thanking the energy for the lessons. sending it with love and gratitude and sending it on its way. Purity Elohim, great resonance, please seal the fields. Higher Self, please raise our vibrations, all our bodies to maximum beneficial vibrations per second. To maintain these clearings, keep our souls clear, aligned and grounded. So just going back to your normal breathing. See us all walking up a mountain path. There's grass on the mountain beneath our feet. We're walking barefoot. The day is warm but windy. We find ourselves all together at the top, looking out to sea. And as we breathe, just being aware of the elements around us. The air, the wind, whipping around. The warmth in the air from the sun. The ground beneath your feet. The earth. And our connection to that. Power of the water and the sound and smell, allowing the elements to fill up your senses. Fire element, the heat from the sun burning through. Awareness to the trees down the mountain in the distance. See us all there on that mountain top together in a circle. Connecting to the fire burning in the middle, and the energy and power. Choose now an instrument to create a vibration. Just imagine it in your mind. It could be a gong, crystal bowl, a horn, Tibetan bowls, Tibetan bells, a drum. Just visualize and sense yourself playing this instrument. Knowing the vibration of this is going down through your body, through your feet into the earth below you. Sense that vibration, those healing sounds going down into the earth, through all the layers, connecting the animals, the insects, into Mother Earth, bringing nourishment, clearing, healing. Feel the wind whipping around you as these sounds are carried out to sea. See the waves getting a little bit stormier, the power in the water. The sea connecting into waterways, the waterways connecting into the sea, and the vibration, the sounds rippling through the water element. Connecting into the dolphins as they pick up these sounds of healing. They join in. Sending out that vibration. See now in front of you an eagle. Eagle standing, looking out to sea, inviting you to join their energy. To merge with the eagle. Match the size and bring yourself into alignment with the body of the eagle, seeing through their eyes. Thank the eagle for the journey as you take off from the cliff, the side of the mountain, sensing and seeing through their eyes, feeling the wind through their wings, their feathers, the power in their body as you swoop and ride the thermals. Feeling into the purpose, being aware of the sea, and they swoop down now into the sea. Feel the power as they see a fish. Swooping down into the water, dipping in and coming back out again. Soaring high up again it comes. Sense of feeling how they're perfectly in balance with their purpose, their nature. How they see life, how they feel it. See a boat in the distance. As the eagle swooped down and land on the side of the boat. Thank the eagle for the journey. As we step out of their energy. Feel the boat beneath your feet and the sway, the movement in the water. And now see a pod of dolphins playing, coming out of the water and then swooping down, coming over to make that connection to you, chattering. Mimicking the healing sounds that they heard you playing, thanking you for the gift and connection. We're inviting you now to merge with their energy. Step into the energy of the dolphin. You're safe and protected as you dive down into the sea, seeing through the eyes of the dolphin, swooshing through the sea, through all the creatures, feeling their feelings, hearing their sounds, how they communicate. Playfulness, intelligence. Being in the moment. Dolphin brings you to the shore. You thank the dolphin for merging with you. As you step out and make your way through, back through the sea, you're about knee deep. Make your way onto the sandy shore. Feel the earth, the sand, all the little tiny pieces of glass, all the little tiny creatures. Just through your connection of what you can feel through your feet, imagining the life that's going on beneath your feet, all in balance, all going about their business. Walking along the beach towards the trees. Coming in to the trees, so you all join in a circle. Choose a tree, connect with. Step into the energy of the tree. Feel your roots joining with theirs, feeling their roots, the sensation, a network joined beneath the ground, connected to the fungi, the mycelium, a network of energy and communication that goes on across the earth. Feeling into your arms as branches swaying gently in the wind. Feeling what it feels like to be a tree. Feeling as the tree if there's anything out of balance for you. What's it like inside the tree? What can you sense or feel? The movement of the tree like? It's a good way of tuning in with you. Feel into the branches, the leaves. Are there leaves? Is there fruit? Feeling what the bark feels like. Feeling how deep the roots go, how thick they are. Now ask the tree to communicate with you. Ask whatever question you feel called to ask. Maybe back to you to thank the tree for the wisdom and guidance as you step back out into the circle. Visualizing a fire in the middle. One last journey to go on. Imagine a golden light growing from the center of the fire, growing bigger into your own personal portal. A Merkaba, a star tetrahedron, six-pointed star, whatever you want to call it, growing. Just inviting you to step into your own personal vehicle. You're safe and protected. You're in your own personal body, within your vehicle of light. As you step into this portal, I'm going to imagine a journey. One of our ancestors. To reclaim some of our gifts for the highest good. This is a good journey. It's connecting into the strength of one of our ancestors. As you arrive out the other side of your portal, still within your own personal bubble of protection, you can see your ancestor walking towards you. Invite them to talk to you if you feel called to do this. Connecting into their wisdom now, just holding hands, and ask them to share their wisdom, their insight, and their tools, their magic, to bring us more into our gifts, in our senses, in our physical space that we're in the world today. Things we can reclaim, remember. Like reconnecting that energy, the strength, the wisdom. Ask for a gift and guidance. expand the frequency of love, the energy from your heart. Connect into the support you have there, that love, deep connection to your ancestral energy of love and support. Are there any gifts of the elements? Of your senses, tools to use, guidance of the element to work with? We're working with them all. Thank your ancestor for their energy. You call on them whenever you need them. See them leaving. You turn and walk back into your portal, your Merkaba, back on your journey into the space and the circle of trees. Carrying your gifts, your tools, your insights. Keeping all of these and the wisdom you've learnt from the elements and the animals and the trees and the earth. Would you pull your energy of your chakras back towards your body? Take a few deeper breaths. Rub your hands together. Move your feet on the floor. It's quite a busy meditation. Just bring yourself back into the space and take yourselves off mute when you're ready. Drink some water. Quite a lot going on, I realise. I just wanted to take you on a journey around all of the elements, just opening up your senses and see which you connect to more as an exercise.
The sound went funny, Suzanne.
Did it?
I kept losing, I couldn't quite follow you properly. You kept breaking up.
Is that the same for everybody?
The last few words of the sentences towards the end, I wasn't getting.
For the end of the meditation?
Yeah.
So it wasn't through the whole thing when the sound was on?
Not for me.
Oh, did you have sound on? Or maybe that was it then. I didn't hear anything other than your voice, but it was a bit strange.
Oh, sorry, Diane.
That's all right.
I played it through the sharing thing like I've done before.
No, I didn't hear any music
To make
at
sure
all.
that could everybody else hear the sound?
Yeah, music was
I could hear it and it was pretty clear.
It's fine.
I don't know why that's not coming through. I think next time maybe I'll give you the sounds and you can all play at your end. And I'll just talk. It's probably better, isn't it?
It was just towards the end, like Pam said, for me.
Okay. Maybe I moved away from the
Possibly.
microphone a little bit because I was coming to the end. I probably sat back. Anyway. A little bit of nodding off to sleep. I realised it was quite long. It was quite busy. I do realise that. Other meditations I'd like to kind of hone in on an element and focus on really enhancing that aspect of it, but really just getting you to have a little feel of all of that. Some of that was what came to me in the vision. Some of it we do in Mindscape with the dolphin and the eagle.
Yeah.
You'll be familiar with, some of you. It's nice to revisit those. It's nice to try and see out of the eyes of the eagle and the dolphin. Feel what that feels like for them. Do you want to share first, Val? Because I know you've got to put Mathilde to bed.
Yeah, the aim is not to go to bed too late. She's shattered in the morning.
Yeah. Hard getting back into school after Christmas holidays.
Yeah, and she's just, I don't know, even though we rested during the holiday quite nicely, I guess she's still tired, and now being back in school is not helping.
A lot of work. She's in the secondary system now as well. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. She'll survive.
Yeah, she will.
So I was looking forward to tonight's meditation. I mean, I always do, but at lunchtime today, I had a session with Charlotte, and it was meant to be a soul rescue session, and it turned out to be something completely different, which was fine. And what turned up was one of my guide is a Norse goddess, Freya, and she turned up. So that's funny because that's linked to the genetic test I took, which said that I was nearly 30% Nordic.
Amazing.
Like mainly Nordic. So, and then, you know, the other 30% is British. And then it's just a little bit of French. So it's like, oh, was really born in the wrong country, but never mind. And so Freya was there. I love the eagle because just like during Mindscape, I just felt the freedom of jumping and flying, which was excellent. And then I think I lost the plot a little bit, but then you mentioned ancestors. And again, today with Charlotte, we worked with reconnecting to my female goddess ancestors, and they turned up like crazy. Yeah, a lot of them. Pardon?
Good synchronicities.
Very good. And what was funny is that they were women, and also in past lives I was a woman, but I played the role of a man, not to be, you know, beaten up or to be I don't know, yeah, beaten up or anything. So I was a voodoo person, but I was a woman, but disguised as a man. So everybody turned up again tonight. There was a crazy connection with all of this. So that was really nice. And then when we reached the tree stage, then I was the tree, and I felt so good. I felt so grounded and so powerful and invincible, but also there was a very nurturing energy to it as well. I felt, yeah, safe and strong and loving at the same time, you know, with the roots growing, and it was all intertwined with other trees as well. So it was really, really nice. So yeah, so I will work with Freya a lot more, I think.
Yeah, it's your ancestral energy as well, I'm sure. So It's all the same along the same lines, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have a Norse, whether she's a goddess, but it's definitely of that ilk, called Isabella, spelled with a Y. No idea where she's come from, and a male, but his name keeps changing, so I'm not sure whether it's different guides, but then I keep forgetting it, so that's not settled yet. But that's quite new for me in the last few months. So yeah, there's a real connection to that energy of the warrior spirit, courage and strength, and that Pegasus keeps changing into a Valkyrie. So again, it's that same thing, it's the vehicle of that, the energy of those gods and goddesses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks, Val. I love being the tree as well. I like that feeling, that wisdom and stability and strength.
Safe.
Yeah, it's nice. Thank you. That's lovely.
Thank you. I'll stay for another 10 minutes and then I'll probably go.
So I just want to make sure that you had a turn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Faye?
Can you see there's something here? Look, can you see it?
I can. See it on your screen.
Yeah, like floating around, like in front of me.
It's like where your nose is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So like I'm going really hot, but good, because usually like people can't always see things, but there's something. Hello. So when we first did it, it was also Val. That makes so much sense about you being a man, like playing a man. That is like that totally makes sense. Anyway, the first thing when you did the divine healing at the start, there was an entity like something, maybe this thing. It was trying to get in. This thing's fine actually, but then there was like a shield, and it kept bouncing off, like at the start. And then I saw this woodcut, and it was like a doll made of straw, but like those old like middle-aged kind of woodcuts, and I had all these like shivering energies. And then we're all at the top of a mountain, and it was Khyder Idris mountain where I went for my birthday, and we're all up there. And when it was the eagle, I was the eagle, and it told me to hold back and to wait, and not like hold back and watch like the boat and not go in. And then for the dolphin, it was like underwater, and it was like really murky. And then looking through the water was like this blurry image of a massive tower, and it had like a sun setting on the front of it, like this way. And then after that, when you went to be the tree, the tree was just like all of the roots were like cables, but like electricity cables. And it was like, yeah, it was like I felt like the Tin Man or some sort of like conductor. So it was like I was made of like steel or something. So that was cool. And it was really like magnetized. And then there was on the beach when you were talking about, I don't know what you were talking about, but I had this like deep red, really large, like bowling ball sort of thing under the floor. And then my feet again were like magnetized to it. On the beach though, like sort of floating along. And then the golden lights you talked about, that turned into like an image. It was like, you know, those William Blake images, like white sort of entered like god-like things, and then a big like yellow crown. And then I met my ancestor, and it was a woman, and she was like sort of Indian, sort of Asian, kind of indiscriminate origin. And she was wearing like dark red, and she had a pot on her head. And then she randomly showed me a girl that I haven't thought about since I was like 9 or 10, that I didn't even know that well, from a class in my school when I was in Israel. I don't even remember her name, Ni something or other. And she said we would reconnect. And it was, yeah, and then it was like I had like a hot head, and something kept touching me, and then that was that. But it was quite a vivid one, that one.
So watch that unfold.
Who knows?
Lovely. Thank you. It's really interesting. I like the conductor thing where because that's sending the energy through, isn't it? Harnessing it like Tesla. Like you, like a giant tree with all these energies coming out of your hands like branches. I can see that. Thanks, Faye.
Yeah, that's all right.
Next.
I'll go next because I forget otherwise.
Okay.
God, Faye, I wish I didn't follow you because the most wonderful stories. First of all, the element that I was wanting to heal was the spleen, the worry, the little worry segment. So that's what I was attempting to heal. I absolutely loved being the ego, and I love the fact that the ego can see sort of expansively to the side, you know, can see kind of all around, you know, although it's not looking directly at it, it's all there for it to see. And a bit like that with the dolphin as well, actually, because their eyes are sort of on the side of their heads. And I loved the playfulness of the dolphins, which definitely helped with the worry. The tree I liked because I kind of hid inside it. I was always a bit of a tree spirit as a child. I used to like sort of hiding around trees and observing what was going on around, you know, with wildlife and what have you, and not being seen. And then when we all had our instruments out, I had like a tuning fork thing and a crystal, and whatever instrument we were using in the circle, I could see the sound visible. You know, it was a visual thing. There was color and symbols and all sorts of things coming out of these instruments. I must have missed the bit about ancestors. I don't know where that came along.
Did a bit. It was near the end.
Yes, I was aware that I drifted off a bit near the end, and it was just lovely being on that mountain with that warm, gusty wind, and yeah, it was a lovely image. Very nice, thank you.
Very welcome. And I had the vision in my dream. There was a circle. It was like all of us around it, and we were being whipped around all over the place. It was wild, and all the sounds were just rippling through the fire, the water, out to sea. It was incredible to feel. That first came when I went to Tara's gong bath, and it carried on in a dream I woke up with with the horn playing on the side of the mountain and stuff that came later. Yeah. So yeah, lovely. Thank you, Pam. Who's next?
Well, I'll go if you like, but I haven't really got a lot to report on. For me, it wasn't a mountain, it was more a cliff edge. We were all on the cliff side with hills behind us. And I can't recall what order anything came in, to be quite honest, but when it came to the instruments, everybody was playing something different, but the sounds reverberated through the ground and out to sea. And you could actually see and feel the vibrations from it all. With the eagle, as everyone has said, it's quite a freeing sensation, because you're up there, nobody can touch you, you can see wherever you want to go, you can see what's going on everywhere. So that was quite liberating.
Yeah.
Don't remember much about the dolphin bit. Trees, my takeaway from that was a sense of community. Everything was connected, everybody was connected and supportive of each other. And I think that's about my lot. I think I lost everything else after that. As I say, a lot of it was a bit disjointed for me, but I do know I nodded off. So that's my contribution.
So you got quite a lot of it, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
You did get quite a lot of it. I was aware that you and Karen nodded a bit, but you were there for a lot of it. It was only brief nodding.
Okay, good.
And it's nice to, from your descriptions, just from doing the exercise, to see how nature shows us how to be a community, how to feel free, how to be aware of what's going around and connect to those elements, how we're all part of that, and how it makes us feel to be with those senses and those spaces, and the nature and the animal and the wind, and just that sense of real connection, isn't it? It's lovely. Thank you,
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, okay, I'll go next. Well, I did nod a lot, so I think I missed a lot of it. But there was this person who travelled all through it with me, and you know when they say their name and you know their name, and then you know you're going to forget it.
Yeah.
And I had
all the time.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I knew I'd forget it, but I don't know. It was a young man who, for some reason, came through with me all the time. I'm not sure why he was there or anything, but he was there. And in between the nodding off, the things that I remember vaguely, the tree. Bye, Val. Yeah, vaguely the tree, but not a lot about the tree, to be honest. The instruments, no idea about that one at all. Sort of why I went later on, because I thought, what did everyone else hear? Because I think I missed quite a bit. And but the ancestors, I heard all that bit, and there was an old man in white clothes. He almost looked like God. I don't think he was, but he was coming towards me, but he didn't really say anything. He just came towards me, but he seemed very he was very comforting, a kind soul, and that was probably about it. I don't remember much else. Just in and out.
You've got comfort and kindness.
Yeah,
that's what you bring to people.
Yeah,
With your work as well.
Yeah, so sorry, I missed quite a bit.
Right, you can listen to it again.
Really aware I was nodding, and then I was like, no, you're all right, and then again.
I'd essentially went in quite deep, and then you did nod, but I could see you were kind of in and out. But
the trouble is, if I lay down, I would just sleep completely. Yeah. So it's better that I sit up and nod, because that wakes me up.
And then obviously the healing and the sound and the frequency of the 528 hertz is the heart healing, sending love out, and that kind of energy as well. That's why I want to bring that solfeggio sound in just quietly in the background.
Yeah, I've not been sleeping well lately either, so I think that's probably
hopefully that's helped, although your body might think it's had its sleep. It's like, oh, we're done now, it's morning. Hopefully not. Yeah, I think at the moment, I think lots of us are very tired. The energies are huge at the moment.
Yeah.
And as empaths and sensitives, we can all feel a little bit bombarded by all the energy that's going on.
I feel like I'm doing a lot at night.
Yeah.
Same. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, what on earth has been going on all night?
Before bed to be protected and guided, so that you're not getting any kind of psychic interference going on as well.
I feel it's like that. I just feel like I'm going woof somewhere else to do some work.
Yeah. You're waking up in the morning thinking, gosh, where have I been?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how I feel. Or some abstract journey with family members and stuff, and wearing dolly clothes to get married in. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Andy?
Hi. Yeah, mine was, I felt drawn to the particularly sweet, so which is on the stomach and spleen meridian.
Yeah.
And because I'm very drawn to sweet things at the moment. So that was where I was aiming. And I have to say, I just had two sort of very clear visions. I mean, I followed it generally, but I had a beautiful vision of a woman sitting in a sort of cave-like thing, looking over a valley, and she had animals around her. But it was just like a panoramic view of incredible beauty across the horizons and down into the valley. So that was very beautiful. And the other one was being amongst pyramids.
Lovely.
More of a sort of planetscape, if you like, sort of very bare and barren, and these pyramids and being amongst them. So that was the two sort of strong images that I had in my mind. And yeah, I just feel like I'm dealing with a lot of self-doubt. So I don't know how, I don't remember any ancestors. I did sort of see the dolphins, but I didn't get that sort of fantastic feeling of being a dolphin. And I saw an eagle as well. I was sort of an eagle, but and the first thing that came up was a phoenix.
Oh,
lovely. Straight out of nowhere came a phoenix. But I had to say, I slightly was feeling quite tired, and I didn't follow it as well as I might normally. And then I really struggled to come back. But you know, that sort of irritation feeling when you're like, no, I'm not coming back. I was like, are they all back? Oh, took me
I'll wake up
like
then.
10 minutes to ground myself back in again. I'm back now.
So you still had a healing meditation even if you were tired, so that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. And you can listen again when you're a little bit more awake. We've said it again and again, you know, over and over, that when we're doing meditation in the evening, that can be a little bit difficult.
Yeah,
staying awake.
I mean, sometimes I follow it really well, and it's just the day, I think. Yeah, what's going on. So, but it was lovely.
Good. It's really nice. It was really nice to do it with you and be in how I was seeing it in my vision, and how that changed when I was sort of speaking it out loud with you guys. And obviously I added bits in as it felt right to bring those up. But really it's coming up such a lot. You know, I'll open Facebook and there'll be something about Norse gods or the Valkyrie or the elements or the senses, or you know, the Sri Yantra sacred geometry, you know, that came through for Pam as well. You know, it's just, there's so much information coming to us all now. It can be a little bit like bombarding almost. So for me, trying to make sense of it and have it flow better in a meditation really kind of helps me sort my journey out around it. So I'm grateful to you guys for letting me facilitate that, because that helps me get it all into order. So off the back of that, just really inviting you all to share if anything else comes up. Notice the synchronicities, see what elements you're drawn to, find the 5 elements chart. I'll put a picture actually in the group. Just see what you're drawn to working with. Maybe just, you know, do a little bit of research and learn a little bit more about the Ko and Sheng cycles, and just see how you can balance your own energy within using the elements. You know, if you're craving sugar, you might have a little bit of inflammation going on in your gut, for example, and just see what you can do to support that meridian. Do some clearing. And yeah, have something that needs to support it, and then another aspect of it that needs to get it back into balance, more like keeping it under control kind of thing. So you just keep working your way around the wheel and seeing other things and adding different tastes in, different smells. You know, in our homes, it's nurturing all of, like having I don't know if most of you have probably got altars or places where you put your crystals and stuff like that. Bring the elements into it. So you've got your candle, you've got your fire, your wind, your air, you've got something you burn that smells, you've got something that feels nice, even some earth, you know, a rock. Your crystals are obviously from the earth. Just kind of bring it all into your awareness and just see what you're drawn to working with each day, the same as you choose a crystal. See what draws you into working on yourself. So I'm just really inviting you all to do a little bit more self-work, because you're all very busy facilitating other people and your families or your work. So we're in winter, it's time to go within a little bit more. So I'd just be interested to hear your journey, some of you, if you take that on a bit. That's kind of where I'm at. So I just wanted to share that. All right, anyone got anything else to say?
No, thanks.
No. It's nice to see you all here.
I was just going to say about the Glastonbury.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to change the date. It just, I couldn't avoid it. So my whole of the next 6 weeks to 3 months has been changed.
Okay.
Unbeknown to me. So, but what I've realised is I haven't put one of that app on, which means that we can all put a date in. So I wondered if I'll do that, and maybe people might put a date in that they can work with.
Yeah, Diane, I need to add you to the 3D 5D group.
Okay.
You're not in that, so you might not know what we're talking about, only because you didn't do the last kind of program that we did, but I can add you into the
good
that chat, because obviously Mandy's in there. Yeah, maybe go for April or even May. Doesn't matter when we go, we can, maybe some warmer weather might be nice.
Yeah, and
maybe keep trying until we get a date.
Yeah, and also I've never done Airbnb before, so I don't know if you just go on to
you just go on an Airbnb site. I've stayed in some really nice places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice. You've just given your keys and somebody meets you, and then you've got a house to yourself. Everyone chooses a room. Bundle for the best room.
Fabulous. Oh, that's
and you just play house in someone else's home for a couple of days. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, lovely.
So depending on obviously how many of us there are, you can get some really nice spaces.
Just for a night?
Yeah, night. Yeah, or if some people want to stay for 2, or we could, play it by ear really. See what people want to do really.
Fab.
Sounds
good.
good.
Lovely.
Trying to get at least a whole day where we can all mooch about and go visiting things, and Faye can take us on a magical mystery tour around Glastonbury and stuff. Show us all
when you were saying that, it was just I was like, right, we'll go to Mary Magdalene Church, we'll get the Abbey, we'll go
tell us where, we'll go up the tour. So we need enough time to do some kind of visiting and have feeling into the energies of that, and Faye would be the perfect tour guide.
I will. I'll bore you. Get your headphones ready.
And that's fine. I love your post, Faye, and I love all your pictures, and I love all your insights into all of the things that you investigate, like the cathars and stuff. It's fascinating.
You can see why I'm single, can't you?
No, I can't actually, because I can't understand why somebody wouldn't find you fascinating.
Yeah, but they're always on the spectrum.
Well, we're all on there somewhere. In different ways. Probably us more than others. But yeah, it's a good space to be in, right? To be a bit weird. I put a post up on Facebook today about wearing out your best frock and going out and getting your weird on. And I was like, well, I've nailed that already.
Bring your capes to Glastonbury, we'll get our weird on. Come on.
It'll just blend in there, we'll look normal, won't we?
If you're not dressed as a wizard, they stare at you.
It'd be funny though. Yeah.
There was a talking about weird, there was an article about Djokovic. I don't know if you saw it. And it said the weird and wacky world of Djokovic. And I read it. That sounds like a normal day to me.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Spiritual, meditation, blah, blah. What's weird about that?
Yeah, exactly. They're all going to realise that that's, where we should be plugging in.
Yeah.
Who's happier? It's us, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going along seeing all this stuff going on and then thinking, actually, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I've got my playmates.
Yeah.
You can't play like the dolphins.
Just made me laugh, and they couldn't even spell meditation.
Oh, I saw that. It said mediation.
It said mediation. I was like, you're going to take the piss, at least spell it right.
Yeah, I saw that. And I noticed it because that happens to me. I spell that because it bloody spell checks it, doesn't it, and changes the word. Yeah.
That was on a proper site, wasn't it? They should have.
Yeah.
They
It
should
was
have
like a news
proofread that.
article, wasn't it?
Yeah, they should have proofread it. But it did
Well, maybe a Freudian slip.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So for whatever reason he's doing what he's doing, it's still, you know, obviously making waves.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, is he for real and stuff like that, but my feeling is it doesn't really matter. You know, because someone, not that I don't worship at the shrine of celebrity at all, but it's quite handy to have someone of that, you know, that known doing something different, you know, and challenging.
And standing to lose, you know, a lot himself, but not
and standing up. So I think no matter what anyone says, there's lots of stories, but I think he's standing up at the end of the day, no matter what you think. So
yeah, that's like these doctors and things that are speaking out that people are kind of poo-pooing and rubbishing. They're losing their livelihoods.
But that one who spoke to
feeling that strongly, they wouldn't do it.
No, you know what? One who spoke to good old Savage.
Yes.
People on one of the groups I'm on know him personally.
Really?
And said he's a genuine person, because there's been lots of people saying, oh, he's not genuine, it's an act, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But they said, no, he is a genuine person.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, yeah.
Someone else was trying to say, oh, you know, he's just trying to big up his own business because he's a private consultant and he's charging.
Oh, no, I didn't get that impression.
And it's like, well, so what if he's got a private clinic, he charges a lot? They all do that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Make him any less of a person. Just don't go to his private clinic.
Yeah.
It's not like anything, just to bring a story. So yeah.
I think the other thing about that video was the way the nurses were cringing. You know, and clearly very awkward about saying anything.
but they obviously, I think they were probably feeling similar. Some of them
probably, but they just didn't, you know, couldn't speak out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the arrogance of old Savage, who kept coming back at the guy when the guy, you know, the doctor was making perfectly valid, medically trained points about.
It was quite funny.
Immunity and all the rest of it.
He's a banker, and he probably wanted to say, "Hang on a minute, mate. This is my job. You go and do your job. What do you know?"
Exactly.
It's rude.
Yeah.
It
was quite funny the way he said, well, you've got your opinion, I consult the scientists, the experts. I thought, yeah, we all know
he's talking to a freaking expert.
Exactly. I thought as well, it's like he has the medical
that was
degree,
rude.
you don't.
Oh, incredibly rude.
Yeah, really rude. It made himself look like a twit.
Well, I thought so too, yeah.
So even if that was, you know, they let it out for their own agenda or whatever, I think it still showed him up, which made him look like a twit. So
which is good. I was quite pleased about that.
Yeah. I do feel in the energy of the tide turning, and gosh, just like the last 2 years of making so many amazing connections to people that are truly my people.
Yeah.
Like that alone for me is just
a gift. Yeah.
A gift. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think it makes you rethink
what is important here.
Yeah, what's important, who you hang about with, you know, whether you've just hung about with some people, to be honest, just because the people that you knew, and you weren't being that discerning about it, and now you're being forced to be more discerning about it. So, and it's not that to say that those people aren't nice people, but perhaps they weren't really your tribe anyway.
And we all grow and learn, and we can't just stay stuck to fit in with what we think we should be fitting in with, or duty.
Right.
We're beyond that now.
Yeah, oh definitely, yeah.
And actually I've just chilled out so much about so many things where I'm just like, well, yeah, no, can't be not bothered.
Yeah, I'm not fighting anymore.
No.
Not fighting with anybody. Just
I find myself smiling at people more, and like, you know, things that used to annoy me at home and stuff, I'm just going, oh, actually it doesn't annoy me anymore.
No.
Little
It's not
niggles
worth the effort.
might have been niggling at me or me niggling at him. Now I just laughing instead, or going, oh yeah, sorry, I did do that, rather than getting defensive, because it's just like, well, it doesn't really matter or mean anything anymore. It's good.
No.
I feel way more relaxed, which is really good. So yeah, gave myself space to be poorly and be all right about it as well. It's just like, wow. Been poorly, it's made me give up my in-person clinic, which is sad not to see like you guys in person, for example, but we can do that anyway some other way. But it is just have forced my hand to just stop doing, which was not for me anymore. And the same for Louise, is to just put the rope down and say enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something that perhaps we've all learned over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
is to know when to, just stop and call it. Yeah, exactly.
I was kept going out of duty or feeling bad that I was letting people down, or it was my income of my job.
That's
for 21
the thing, isn't
years.
it?
It's a long time to be in a job. I had a massive clientele before COVID. Now I'm making a choice to do a few a day or less. Do some planning.
It's your identity as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You identify yourself through those lenses. Just to say, I've only got a tiny little bit of
yeah, we're done now anyway.
So I might disappear.
Yeah, that's all right. We're just rambling.